Hello everybody and welcome to a special Thanksgiving episode of Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet that has turducken for our Thanksgiving meal. I'm your host, Chad.
I'm your host, Rob, and today we're going to just be looking into the world of podcasts and giving a couple shout-outs to some things that we listen to and think you might enjoy.
As always, you can check us out over at Twitter at Epic Geek Out. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/epicgeekout, and also check out the website, www-1w epicgeekout.com.
Oh, you're right, I think.
3 W's.
Let's get
like
into
every other
our
website.
discussion about podcasts. So if you haven't realized it yet, you're watching a podcast right now, and a podcast is
what, Chad?
Is what we are watching. But it is an
Well,
awesome.
it's what we're doing. It's what they're
watching. Yes. It is an awesome medium that has developed because of Apple, pretty much. But I think it's expanded beyond just listening to it on your iPod. It started as audio only on your iPod. Eventually moved into video when the video iPod came out. But now it's kind of just like a phenomenon. It's really cool to self-publish your own content.
Very cool. That's what we're doing. And it's kind of, to me, it takes the place of the morning radio show that you can kind of bring with you all day long. So you can listen to 12 minutes. Oh, you have 30 minutes free. You can listen to it then. It's really convenient.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, it's great.
And there's podcasts for every kind of topic.
Everything.
If you're watching this, probably a lot of the ones we're going to talk about you will also be interested in because we're into the geek ones. So I guess let's get into it. We're going to just name a couple of our favorite ones in video and audio, and you guys can check them out. So do you want to start with the first little bit of sad news? But
not a little bit of sad news.
Well, a lot of sad news, but yeah.
So we've mentioned before, if you've watched our first episode, it was our first thanks that we gave. And today, the Monday before Thanksgiving, we found out that the Totally Rad Show, which is truthfully our inspiration for doing this crazy little show we do, is actually finished. They decided to call it quits after 6 years of
it's a long time
of making a fantastic product for our viewing or listening pleasure. I was stunned. I found out through Twitter, which is just hilarious that that is a source of news, for things that I care about. And I think these guys really, they embraced the video podcast correctly. They had these discussions that weren't planned. They didn't talk about the movies beforehand, that they saw together, and they really just you could see they enjoyed each other's company, and it really translated into some great viewing. I'm sad. I'm heartbroken that it really is over, but I'm actually still watching because I was late to the game to catch up with it, and I'm actually watching the older episodes because I just enjoy watching it so much. So you have 2 weeks left, or actually only 9 days left to check it out. But I would.
You can go back and watch old episodes, and this is a show that I've been watching since probably their second year into it, at least.
And a work trip got me into it. I got an iPad. I'm like, well, let's download some things. And then, ironically enough, I was in the Universal Studios, and one of them was in line with me, which is just Dan Trachtenberg was actually in the line. I wish I would have got to meet him. But, it's probably one of the first podcasts I started watching. That along with Dignation, which went off the air last year, early this year. And it feels like the end of an era for me because those two podcasts were all I watched for so long. Kind of got me into the whole video podcasting thing, and it's sad because I would for a while. Oh, this comes out on Thursday. Even less episodes for them to catch. But
before we even started doing the show and seeing movies every week, I would literally watch the review, and if they said they liked a movie, I would go see it. If they said they didn't like a movie, I wouldn't want to see it.
We've always seen a lot of movies.
So we definitely take to heart what they put out, and it was great. Production value and everything, so it was awesome.
It was an inspiration to do this, so we thank them
we're
for that.
Virtually identical formats.
But we'll I guess we'll talk a little more in the thanks about that. But so what's a podcast that you recommend?
I'm gonna pick one that's called Yogscast. It is on YouTube.
They're up the spelling for that.
Yeah, it's YOGS Cast.
Okay.
It's two British guys. They play video games, and they are the most funny guys I've ever heard because they're British and they have the accent and they just sound hilarious. I got started watching them because of Minecraft. I picked up the game, and they had a tutorial of how to survive a night in Minecraft. That's all you need to watch. That's all you
actually.
need to watch to understand how funny this show can be. They do all kinds of MMOs. They do Guild Wars. You know, they do mostly Minecraft, but you know they do other stuff. And it's just their interaction is hilarious, and you could tell it's like improvised, but they're just hilarious, and I love it because
I'll check it out.
I'll sit there and just laugh because it's so fun.
And this is the beauty about podcasts is, you know, I might find one, you might, you know, have a longer commute to work now. You're like, oh, Rob, what do you listen to?
Exactly.
And, you know, it's a really great means to stay entertained.
And one of those, which you introduced me to.
I was going to do Nerdist.
Well, go, whatever.
The Nerdist podcast. So, you know, if you're watching this and you subscribe to our channel, thank you. Tell your friends to do that as well. But also, I'm sure you've seen the Nerdist YouTube page. They do a ton of production with, you know, video podcasts, putting on music videos, you know, having huge celebrities do things for them for video. But then also, I have just now started listening whenever I'm in the car, really, to their Nerdist podcast, you know, just the audio format, where, you know, it's Chris Hardwick, Jonah Ray, Matt Myra, and they get, you know, it's sometimes they do hostful episodes where it's just them talking, which I think kind of are my favorite because they're just engaging and just hilarious to listen to. But then they have these celebrities on that are just incredible. You know, recently Tom Hanks, right before Cloud Atlas, you know, and the great thing is if you're just getting into this, you have a catalog to go through.
I just checked out the David Tennant one today.
Which, did you love it?
It was good.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things to listen to, and
I learned we use the same hair products, so that's cool.
That is funny.
It's true.
There's just so many things to listen to, you know, and it's great because you can access them all through technology, which is just, you know, truly amazing. So,
another one.
They led me. Well, good. You do another one.
All right,
sorry.
I got another one. My second one is from the same network as Totally Rad Show, Indignation, Revision 3. The second podcast that I'm going to thank is called Film Riot. Film Riot is a do-it-yourself kind of podcast that explains different video techniques, and me as someone that's into shooting video and editing, it's really cool. You can learn a lot of different techniques. Do-it-yourself lights, homemade lights, lighting, everything from that to like special effects to pretty much anything that you want to know about video production. These guys do, and they also wrap some comedy in it, so it's pretty funny as well. So it's kind of like an educational one, but also very enjoyable because they add the humor in as well. So pretty good.
Yeah, and then just the one thing I just wanted to mention real quick, one more to throw out there. You know, again, the great thing about podcasts is they kind of all go to each other's and, you know, help and be guests on each other's show. So through listening to Nerdist, I have learned to enjoy WTF with Mark Maron because he was on an episode and, you know, I was like, oh, he's engaging, funny, and stuff like that. So if it's really, once you start listening to one, you're going to get others.
It's a disease, really.
It really is. It's bad. It's curable. You just have to lose your iPhone. But it's great. It's a medium that really it's a product of technology, and it's amazing to see. And you know, it's because it is audio. It is just audio, but it's great how accessible they are and
yeah.
things like
I guess with mine were video, but also /Filmcast, also another good one.
Yeah, very
which
good.
is audio, and. They're the guys from /Film, which is one of the news sites that we check out all the time for movie news, and they review stuff. They also have people on. They do /Film After Dark, which is kind of like their extended like rants about stuff. It can go for an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. So awesome as well. Any other ones that you can think of?
I mean,
there's so many.
There's so many. Doug Benson's Doug Loves Movies, I think, is hilarious just because he's stoned out of his mind while doing it. And they were at Helium Comedy Club in Philly like before, and it's just great because they're just talking about movies, and that is something that I adore. And it's funny when they reference something that I like, you know, I don't even get, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should check that out. And you know, it's great. It's cool. Synergy.
Yeah. So we love giving our thanks because today's Thanksgiving, and we're thankful for all these podcasts plus the many more millions that are out there.
Yeah.
Because it's really opened up the internet to a new form of media that I think is here to stay for a while. Because it's really cool to self-produce your own stuff. If you haven't thought about podcasting, you want to get into it, shoot us a message. We can give you some advice. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
We just do it on our spare time for fun. So. And
just try it. I mean, you're going to gain skills that you don't even know you're gaining through doing things, and it's great. People on the internet can be mean, but you get over it.
So I guess since today was a big thanks of podcast, are we going to do our outro, or are we just going to end it here? What do you think? I know you wanted to end it in a special way. So
I wanted to end this in a special way. Like some of our favorite television shows, when a like 24 when a character dies, you know, and you don't hear the clock at the end. It's the silent clock. You know, again, I touched on this in the beginning. The Totally Rad Show was our inspiration. Countless hours of entertainment and fun. And truthfully, it sounds ridiculous, but I do feel like my friends have moved away, or like it's crazy.
Rob's had a tough day.
Yeah, it's been a rough one, but you know, it was a great show. So in honor of them, if you watch that show, I think you'll understand this. This was from one of their earlier episodes, but at the same time,
so rest in peace, TRS.